If there's one thing you should know about me and my reading preferences, it's that my favorite genre of book is magical black girl who falls in love with an optionally magical black boy, and the only thing he's really interested in are two things. One, revolution, and two, her. So one would think that the Children of Blood and Bone series would be right up my alley, and to be honest, the first two books were. For the uninformed and uninitiated, the Children of Blood and Bone series, or the Legacy of Orisha trilogy, is a series of young adult novels written by Nigerian-American author Tomi Adeyemi. Per Wikipedia, the Legacy of Orisha series follows our heroine Zeli Adebola as she attempts to restore magic to the kingdom of Orisha following the ruling class's brutal suppression of the class of magic practitioners that Zeli belongs to, the Magi, and the aftermath when she does. I can say without a doubt that The Children of Blood and Bone, the first book in the series, is a damn near perfect read. From the world building to the magic system to the Avatar The Last Airbender-esque characters that you come to love and hate, the first book is a magnificent ride that I think everyone should take at least once. The second book in the series, The Children of Virtue and Vengeance, falls into the familiar trappings of a sophomore slump. The book seems to forget the magic that inspired the first book to begin with, while this book introduces us to new magic, new characters, and new motivations. I felt the book sort of loses sight of what it was trying to say, which the first book so clearly understands. But I'll concede, while reading Children of Virtue and Vengeance left me with a longing for Children of Blood and Bone, I appreciated that Tomi Adeyemi was willing to expand the story and the world in a way that felt both meaningful and substantive, and left us with a cliffhanger that left readers clamoring for more. And then came Children of Anguish and Anarchy. I bought a hard copy of this book when it first came out, but have been avoiding it for the better part of a year for a variety of reasons. First and foremost, my favorite way to consume narratives is through audiobooks. So up to this point, my wayfarer through the series has been Bonnie Turpin, who really puts her all into everything that she reads, and I've even gone as far to read or listen to books outside of my preferred genre just because she was the one narrating them. So when I found out that Cynthia Erivo was the narrator of the last book, I kind of had to get over my feelings first. And to be honest, I'm still getting over my feelings. The other reason I avoided the book for so long is because initial reviews weren't so stellar. But I try to take reviews with a grain of salt because I'm the only person who knows my taste, so surely I can find something to enjoy where others found disappointment, right? Yeah, no, they were right. I was wrong. Sorry, I was late to the party. Children of Anguish and Anarchy delivered almost exactly what it said it would. I felt anguish while reading this book. The story was pure anarchy from the narrative that Tomi had woven in the previous two books. If I didn't know any better, I would have assumed I picked up somebody's cobbled together fanfiction of where they'd like to see the story go, rather than an official book published by its actual author. Children of Anguish and Anarchy, for lack of better phrasing, is a reinvention of the narrative and characters of both Children of Blood and Bone and Children of Virtue and Vengeance. Their motivation changes, the magic system changes, the world grows, but in a way that feels too quick and haphazard. We get new characters that are inspired by indigenous Brazilians, but don't spend enough time with them to actually feel any real connection to their story and their struggle. We get a new enemy that was supposedly the big bad this entire time, but they feel completely disconnected from the previous two books because, well, they are. Children of Anguish and Anarchy seems to want to say that the way through a struggle is through collective action from members of a variety of communities and that there is strength in our differences, but like many an organization, doesn't spend enough time building up relationships with the people that exist in those communities enough to make a substantive or significant impact. That's not to say that there aren't some beautiful moments in this book. There's a scene in particular where Zayli's brother, Zane, comes into his own power after navigating the grief that comes with powerlessness and hopelessness, and it's a fantastic moment, but it's only fantastic because it's based in the narrative that came before, Zane's personal story that led up to this point, which it seems like the rest of the book is all too eager to ignore. In the end, we're left feeling like Tomi wrote this book like it was a homework assignment, something that needed to get done rather than something she actually wanted to do. Now, with the Children of Blood and Bone movie on the horizon, using a script that Tomi herself has written, I hope that she really took the time to weave in some of the nods to where the narrative ultimately leads, so the last movie, if we're lucky to see all three books adapted, doesn't feel so jarring. But you let me know what you think. Did you enjoy the Legacy of Orisha series? How did you feel about Children of Anguish and Anarchy? Are you excited to watch the Children of Blood and Bone movie when it comes out in 2027? Let me know in the comments, we can talk about it, and afterwards, please be sure to check out my video on 4 books I recommend if I were looking to start a revolution. Until next time, it's been Go Home Ryan. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Later, Gators.